Everybody was
Hello, happy Friday, happy weekend. Welcome to week 35 of Nutrition Dance Kitchen. My name is Sissy Delafano. I am a certified weight loss management specialist and a health coach, and it's my goal this year to bring you one video a week to show you how to prepare a nutritionally balanced meal, along with getting some healthy movement in, some kung fu fighting, in order to hopefully inspire you to live a healthy lifestyle. So today, to go along with the kung fu fighting song, we are making Pao Chicken. So this recipe, if you guys have watched the previous 34 weeks, you know I really don't like a whole lot of ingredients. This has a little bit more than what I've been showcasing over the last 34 weeks, but a lot of the ingredients I already had here at the house from previous recipes that I had made. So it was pretty simple to come up with the ingredients, but I went ahead and prepared this recipe in advance because I wanted to show you what it looked like and what one serving would look like. But I'm going to go ahead and go over the process of making it because it's super simple. So the first thing you want to do is you get 2.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. And this recipe calls for 4 servings, okay? So 2.5 pounds of boneless, skinless breast. And then you have 4 teaspoons of almond flour. So I have the almond flour right here. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, which I have the sesame oil, 3 tablespoons of green onions, 2 cups of diced red bell pepper, 1 cup of zucchini, and then 3 garlic cloves, which I use the minced garlic. So 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 1 clove of garlic. So 3 teaspoons of the minced garlic is what I used. And then 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And then a teaspoon of powdered ginger. And then 2 tablespoons of the rice wine vinegar, which when I went to the store to pick this up, there was nothing that said rice wine vinegar. So I Googled it, and it said rice vinegar is the same. So here is the rice vinegar. And then 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of Splenda. So I just had the equivalent sweetener of Splenda, and 1 packet is a teaspoon, so I used 2 packets. And then it calls for 1/3 cup of dry roasted peanuts. So the first thing you want to do when you prepare this recipe is you want to put the chicken in a skillet with the sesame oil, okay? And then you're going to cook that for about 5 to 7 minutes until the chicken is no longer pink. Then you're going to take that chicken out of that and do like a deep pan. I didn't have a wok. It calls for a wok or a deep pan. So I used a deep pan skillet. And so once the chicken is cooked in the sesame oil, you're going to take the chicken out, and then you're going to add the green onions, the garlic, the red pepper flakes, and the ginger to the wok or the pan, the deep skillet, for like 15 seconds. Okay, so you're only going to stick it in there and stir it for a few times. And then once that has heated up in the skillet, you're going to put the chicken back in there, and you're gonna put in the vinegar, the soy sauce, the sugar, and the veggies. And then you're just gonna heat that until the veggies are nice and soft. And that's it. And what I made to go with this to have the rest of my vegetables is I heated up some riced cauliflower, and I used a half a cup of the riced cauliflower on the plate here. And then this is a serving of Kung Pao chicken, okay? So this is one serving. And what I haven't done is at the end, before you consume it, before you eat it, you can sprinkle some more green onions on top. And then this is where the peanuts come in at. So it calls for a 1/3 cup of peanuts, but remember, this is 4 servings, okay? So I only have 1 serving here. So I'm just gonna take about 1/4 of the 1/3 cup of peanuts. Oh, that's a little bit much. And then I'm gonna sprinkle that over the top. Look at that, you guys. So in about, I mean, with the prep and everything, I would say maximum 20 minutes, max, right? But Kung Pao chicken, woo! I can't wait to try this. It looks super yummy. So I did post the recipe earlier in the week, but to make it easier for you to find it, I'm gonna post it below this video. So you will have the recipe. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. I can't wait to try it. Also, don't forget, like and share this week. So whoever likes and shares weeks 33, 34, and today, which is week 35, you're going to be entered for a gift card drawing next week on next week's Nutrition Dance Kitchen, to be entered into the drawing to win an Amazon gift card. So make sure you like and share weeks 33, 34, and 35. If you only share one of the weeks, it's okay. Your name will be put in the drawing one time. If you share all 3 weeks worth of videos, you get 3 entries. So it's like a better chance of winning. So, you know, and the more we share Nutrition Dance Kitchen, the more opportunity we have to get the world healthy. And that's what it's all about. So as you know, I always like to leave with a little bit of value. And today, I wrote it down because a lot of times I get, you know, on the live and I'm like, okay, I know what I'm going to say. And then after it's all said and done, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to say this, blah, 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 blah. So I wrote it down because I think it's important, and especially the value part of the video. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget anything that I wanted to talk about. But what I wanted to talk about today is the word excuses, okay? I got to put my eyeballs on. So the word excuses. Excuses are the story that we tell ourselves and others to justify the course we take by default. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? Excuses are a clever little booger. They're clever, right? They take our eyes off of the prize. They take our eyes off of reality, of what we're truly seeking, what we truly want, right? So I took a moment to reflect and to think back on some of the excuses that I've used in the past to justify, you know, any and all failures to start something new, right? So the first excuse that I used a lot was, I don't have time. And maybe a lot of you can resonate with this, because I'm sure that, you know, at some point or another, we've all said this, right? So the first excuse that I've used a lot in the past is, I don't have time. So, you know, I was like, really? The fact is, I have as much time as anybody else in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day. So what am I trying to avoid here? Is my choice of how I spend my time. So we have the time to do anything that we choose to do, right? So that was number one excuse. Number two excuse that I have used in the past is I don't have the money. So this one seems particularly real, doesn't it? I don't have the funds to start anything new, but I know how to cut expenses. I know how to generate new revenue streams. I know how to make more money. So I ask myself, what am I really trying to say when I say that I don't have the money? So what other choices am I favoring for taking my sight off of what I am saying that I don't have the money for, right? And then the third excuse that I would say a lot is it's not the right time. The timing isn't right. It's not the right time. Well, it never is the right time. We sometimes miss the greatest opportunities clinging to our safe places rather than taking leaps of faith. So there is never a better time than right now, because right now is the only time that we are for sure of, right? This is all we have that we know of is right now. So my typical goal excuse is, oh, I'll do it next week, right? It's an awesome excuse. I'll do it next week. I'll get to it next week. So that's one that I have really perfected over the years is I'll start on Monday. I'll do it next week. So the issue is next week never comes. Next week never arrives, because guess what? Next week I'm saying, oh, I'll do it next week, right? So it's just like a chain effect. So we hold our rationalizations dearly. And I understand that we don't want to give them up without a fight. But what our excuses are really doing is they're revealing our values, and they're highlighting the choices that we really want to make, but we hide behind a whole bunch of flimsy reasons not to. So your life is too important. Our lives are too important. So I want you to decide what you want. I want you to make the choice. And I want you to drop the excuses, okay? Drop the excuses. And once you do that, you'll realize that it's a straight path to your goal. Straight path to your goal. Well, you guys, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'm going to dance it out with a little kung fu fighting. I hope that you try the Pao Chicken. And let me know how you like it. And again, don't forget to like and share, because next week is a drawing. Be blessed. I love you guys. Have an awesome weekend.